The Millers Point group. I'm doing this so they know what's going on.
We need to ask the permission of...
Well, how about we ask them now? Here's Carmen. I know Carmen. Do you mind me filming this?
What's that?
Filming.
No, go for it.
See what I mean? Barney, I've just got permission from Carmen to film, but this gentleman doesn't seem to want to let me.
Here, you just need to seek agreement beforehand so that we can explain to people. Now, I'll give you the telephone number of the person that you can seek agreement from. We just want to respect the privacy of our tenants because people are coming here to discuss confidential and personal information, and we just politely ask you to respect our tenants' wishes.
More now on a story we've been following about public housing tenants being booted out of their harbourside homes at Millers Point. They are now furious that they're being forced to play a type of housing lotto to decide where they'll end up. John Hill has more.
These are the pictures the Department of Housing doesn't want you to see. As Millers Point tenants face eviction, they're being forced to compete for another house in a bizarre game of chance.
It's like a gamble. It's absolutely disgusting. It's a bingo. It's a housing lotto. They're making everybody bid against each other.
Hundreds will have to leave this block with harbour views, built to house frail-aged public housing tenants. Two-bedroom flats here are expected to sell on the open market for more than $2 million each.
So Millers Point is about making sure that that property there gives us the opportunity to invest the sale proceeds in public housing across New South Wales.
They just want people like me to die off, so I'm no problem to them.
It's absolutely not fair. This is disgraceful, the way that the Liberal government is treating the vulnerable, the elderly and the frail.
Tenants are being asked to list where they'd like to live, and the winners are drawn out of a hat. You draw the houses on Friday?
I'm not going to give you any information.
When do the people have to be out?
They're offering us places that nobody else wants, and they're shocking.
How do people feel about it?
Everybody's extremely stressed. People are going to hospital.
Elderly Millers Point residents say that today they were being offered moves to parts of Redfern where they say there's too much violence and too many drugs. Those who miss out on Housing Lotto will be forced to go wherever the Housing Department decides.
Views like these that make this public housing building one of the most expensive in the country. It's valued at around $60 million, and that's why the government wants to sell it. So every Tuesday, this foyer is turned into a kind of real estate office where Housing Department officials hand out these brochures offering up freshly renovated alternative homes.
If you like what you see in the brochure, then this is the next step. A bus arrives on Wednesday to take you out for a look at what could be your new home. We follow this one, heading to another inner city suburb where the tenants file in for a look. It's a two-bedroom terrace. Market rent is around $550 per week. Workers have been sprucing up the place for the lucky new tenant. But if more than one person wants it, it's time for Houso Lotto. We weren't allowed to film the actual draw, so we used some creative license.
Okay, the first property up for grabs is a two-bedroom apartment.
Anyone who likes the house puts in a bid.
It's also within a few kilometres of the CBD.
More than one bid, and it goes to a draw.
So let's spin the barrel.
But there can only be one winner.
Alfred Dixon! Congratulations!
This is a lucky dip. It could get some people's hopes up that they're going to get a suitable property and then they're let down. It can also build sort of resentment and a competitive nature amongst the residents who are already going through quite a anxious and stressful time because of the government's crawl announcement.
Once the draw's complete, the removalists arrive, all paid for by taxpayers.
So these guys are one of the winners. They've put in for the lotto, they've found a new home, and they're on their way. Today's the moving out day.
86-year-old Johnny Borg is one of the losers.
I finally found a couple of flats, so I put my name in the first week. Nothing. Somebody else got it.
So how many times have you entered? And
Twice.
Twice, and still can't win?
No.
Okay, there's a new carpet in the bedrooms, freshly painted, so the new paint, shower with wells, washing machine.
That's the only thing I'm going to miss.
He's been watching his neighbours move out. that wishes he could see one of those lotto draws.
It's not fair 'cause we don't know what's happening. Who does the draw? Who's in charge of all that?
You don't get to see any of that?
No, you just get the results. Oh, yeah, somebody got a flat.
Johnny shows us why this building is one of the most prized assets in the country.
Doesn't get much better than that, Johnny.
Fantastic, really.
He only moved into public housing 6 years ago, aged 80. He understands why this place has to go, but is sick of the uncertainty.
We don't know whether we're going or coming. We gotta go sooner or later. But how long is it gonna take?
I'm determined to stay in my home here, where I was born.
Retired dock worker Barney Gardner has spent his whole life in public housing. His two-bedroom flat around the corner in Millers Point is also on the chopping block, and he doesn't want to move, especially via a lotto.
Unfortunately, if there's two or more, someone's going to lose out, and I think it creates a bit of jealousy. One tenant's going to say, oh, why did I get it? Why didn't I?
Barney's row of terraces is heritage listed and deemed too expensive to maintain. He and his neighbours are fighting to stay and believe the lotto is the final insult.
They couldn't believe this is how they were going to be treated. I mean, they're already suffering enough. There's tears behind closed doors, there's bewilderment.
It is a very respectful process and it gives people choice. It's totally voluntary. It's evaluations done.
Paul Vivers is from Housing New South Wales. He says the lucky dip is fairer than first in, best dressed.
That's what happens in the private sector. First in, who signs a contract gets it. Our tenants have said to us some of them have got disabilities, some of them need time, and so they thought it was a fairer process to have a ballot.
He says the lotto system is only one option to relocate. All tenants are also given 2 offers before any eviction process begins. But people like Barney Gardner are too scared to even get on the bus for a look.
I won't go out to the property in case, when it comes down to the fact that they're going to forcibly evict me, they will just say, well, you looked at property, so take this property or you're out on the street.
That when they put in an expression of interest for a property, it doesn't count as one of their offers. They'll still get 2 offers of a property.
250, 260, thank you, 271 it is.
Public housing is being sold off across the country.
Sold, well done.
But New South Wales is by far selling the most.
So this week we have 5 properties. So first one is 20108 Shepherd Street, Darlington. Ron will be drawing all of them, just so, and we will record the order they come out of how many bids, just to make sure that when we get back, we can cross-match the family complements and make sure that offer is going to be appropriate for that family. 579, Hudson Street, Hurstville.
One only again.
One on. My personal favourite, Greenway.
2.
Thank you. One of 2. Counted 4 on the second one. Thank you.
Because otherwise I didn't want to be involved. If I knew who I picked out, they say, oh, you picked your friend out. Like, they don't even know until they get back and open them themselves. I'm a precinct rep for this building, you know, with housing. I've been precinct for 15 years, 13 years here and 2 years in Kent. My will be solely through relocation, not through the ballot.
Right, that's fair.
I think that's the fairest way.
Housing New South Wales does not show any transparency in this deal. What happens is, if there are 6 properties available, they put a sealed envelope from each of the bidders in the boxes, appropriate boxes for the property, and draw them out. But the sealed envelopes, when drawn out, are not opened in front of witnesses here. They are taken back to Housing New South Wales office and opened up there. Those that bid for the properties are not allowed to be at the draw. I find that very strange, and I find it open to corruption by the fact that these envelopes are open in front of Housing New South Wales officials only.